Question is asking us what is meant by the term scarcity, and are there things that are not scarce? So when we consider economic goods, as has been mentioned previously, coming into the terms of supply and demand, every good has a price, P, that someone is going to buy it for, and the suppliers are going to make Q of those goods. So these are called the equilibrium price and the equilibrium quantity. Now, because these terms, we're talking about goods. Do we have an unlimited amount of goods we're able to buy? Well, the answer is no. If it was, then we would be selling over here in the infinity. But we're not, because then what is demanded would be way less than what is supplied. And what is supplied would be way more than what is demanded. So therefore, we have a problem in economics. We want everything. We want as many goods as we can possibly get. When you consider the production's possibilities frontier, we want as many of everything as we can get. However, we're not able to do that because we have a limited amount of money. So scarcity can be defined as limits. Just write this out. Sorry, my handwriting skills are not that good and it's transferring to the keyboard. So it's limits on our ability to purchase things. So when we consider the production's possibilities frontier, when we can't be right here because we don't make enough money to be on this point. Like let's say we're buying oranges and apples. So if we were buying oranges and apples, and this is, let's say, 10 oranges. Let me draw that down, and this is 6 apples. So I can't buy more than 6 apples and I can't buy more than 10 oranges. So because of that, these goods are what we call scarce goods. Now, there are some things that aren't scarce. For instance, ideas. So you can always come up with a new idea. So ideas, for instance, like let's say I think, oh, we can put apples in a blender. That's an idea. People always come up with ideas. So those are examples of things that aren't scarce. Most economic goods are going to be scarce. So the primary economic goods that we're considering are time is scarce. Time is scarce because there are only 24 hours in a day and therefore 168 hours in a week. So I hope this kind of explains, just to summarize once again, scarce goods are goods that they're limited by our ability to purchase them. So there are financial considerations that need to be taken into account, and non-scarce goods are things that tend to be more abstract, like ideas. Advice is a non-scarce good. Also, recipes. Once the recipe for like a chocolate cake is made, you're not really ever going to run out of that recipe. It can be transcribed on the internet. Whether or not these topics, remain to be the same, we have things like 3D printing coming out in the future that might change whether or not economic goods are necessarily scarce.